What's going on, you guys? I'm Grits, Warzone's most winning player. Today we're going to be going over the top 6 ARs you could put in your loadout. All these builds are going to be pretty similar because most of the attachments do what we need them to do: bullet velocity, recoil control, and optic of choice. Cipher I have bringing in at number 6. This is the current build. Optic of choice for me is the Dobrich MF Reflex, compensated gain twist, vertical foregrip, and extended mag 2. This is going to be the standard across most ARs, with very few having changes. Some people have preferences on certain ones depending on how you're using the AR in certain situations. This gun's sitting at 1100 bullet velocity. The TTK is really good. What holds it back is the recoil control at a little bit further distance. In that first damage range, it is very accurate. However, the further you get, the more shots you're going to miss, and then the TTK doesn't even matter at that point. So if you play more in like a POI, or let's say you're on small map, Cipher is a very good choice. Coming in number 5, I have the Growl, aka the SWAT 556 under marksman rifles. The attachments I have on this is the Growl conversion kit, the balance stock, the full auto extended mag, vertical foregrip, and compensator. It is extremely accurate. It's a very flexible weapon with movement, and with you being able to use the iron sights, you're able to use an extra attachment in another spot for recoil control or to make the weapon a little bit more snappy. With the Growl, you can see the iron sights are really clean. The recoil control is super simple to use, and you're going to be hitting most of your shots. So that's the plus side with this one. TTK is going to be the most practical because you're going to hit most of your bullets compared to some of the other options. For the Cipher, the recoil control is fairly good. However, there is a little bit of horizontal kick that pushes it out to the left, which makes hitting those ranger shots a little bit more difficult, like I was saying. And as you can see, that kick out to the left. Recoil patterns like this can be a little bit tricky because, as you can see here, it goes up, then to the right, and then to the left. It makes controlling that recoil at range a little bit more tricky because it goes one direction and then the other. If you can get that timing down, you'll be able to master this weapon. Coming in at number 4 is the GPR 91. My build is the same optic, the reflex with the compensator. The change here is because I use this more for its absolute domination in the first damage range. We extend that damage range out just a little bit further using the long barrel, vertical foregrip, and extended mag. As you can see here, bullet velocity is not the best with 5 attachments, but you're not trying to take rangy shots like this. I'll explain more when we go into the TTK chart, but the first damage range when you take off that long barrel is 33 meters. When you throw it on, it extends that damage range out to 46, and you're not losing to another AR from 0 to 46 meters. This will beat every single AR as long as you're hitting your shots. And the GPR recoil is very easy to control, especially in that first damage range. In the AR category, the GPR has the least horizontal recoil control compared to its peers. As you can see here, this is slightly moving left, but basically it's straight vertical with these attachments. Coming in at number 3 is the Kilo. This weapon is clean, it's accurate, it has high bullet velocity. The build for this is going to be Dobrich, compensator, gain twist, vertical foregrip, and extended mag 2. You can run the extended mag 3, but it will slow you down a lot. The reload speed for the extended mag 2 is not that long, and it has enough bullets to make it so you're not getting punished for not using the bigger mag. Now, if it was 100 rounds with the same penalties as the 80 round, I would say it's definitely worth it for the extra 20 rounds. However, they nerfed it and brought that down to 80. And I don't believe it's worth the penalties you get going from the extended mag 2 to the extended mag 3. This is why it's one of the most accurate guns in the game. And I'll stand, even the GPR has less horizontal recoil than this. It moves at like a 45-degree angle. The GPR basically is going straight up. The Kilo is an absolute laser beam. After the first 15 bullets, there's no more recoil. You don't even have to control it. You just hold it in place and it shoots with 0 recoil. Okay, now we're in our top 2 ARs. The AMAX I have at number 2 with the Dobrich, reflex, compensator, reinforced barrel, vertical foregrip, and extended mag 2. The reason I have the reinforced on the AMAX, it does increase the damage range very close to 60 meters at 58.7, and you have good bullet velocity at 1025. With this build, I believe you get a good balance. You're able to beat most ARs up close. So when this is the second fastest killing AR, you want to extend that damage range. But I believe it's one of those where you kind of want that bullet velocity too, so the reinforced is perfect. Here's the recoil pattern on the AMAX. It is almost straight vertical. It does cheat to the left and then cheat to the right. So there is a direction change, which is why I rate the GPR better or horizontal recoil control, but this one is very, very close. And it's super easy to stay on target, which is why it is still my second favorite AR. My loadout for this AR is a little bit different. I got the Dobich MF Reflex, the Gain Twist Vertical Foregrip, the Extended Mag 2, and the recoil springs. We dropped the compensator in favor of the recoil springs because the recoil springs, as you can see here, reduces horizontal and vertical recoil control. The worst thing with the Krig is its horizontal recoil control. So the recoil springs paired with the vertical foregrip make this weapon that much more lethal and accurate. Here is the recoil pattern with the Krig C recoil springs. You can see here's the recoil pattern with the Krig C and the compensator dropping the recoil springs. Still a very manageable recoil pattern. However, you can see that it takes a little bit more of a drastic horizontal lean, and this is still an easy recoil pattern to learn. However, more people struggle with horizontal recoil control. So just keep that in mind when you're building your Krig loadout. The Krig has one of the best recoil patterns, easy control, and on top of that, it has a 70 round mag on the Extended Mag 2. You don't have to put the Extended Mag 3 on to get those maximum penalties like on some ARs, because there is no option for that here. You just get 70 rounds with the Extended Mag 2. We are currently on True Game Data's website for the TTK chart. None of these 6 ARs have attachments on them. It's just the base model. As you can see, the GPR is the quickest TTK in that first damage range, which is why we run that long barrel to extend it out as much as possible, because that's where it's most dominant. On the yellow line, which is the Growl, you can see it's the slowest TTK. However, because of its consistency and you hitting more of your shots, it does feel a lot better than it says here on the chart. The rest of the ARs are pretty close together, all right here, funneled together, right about the same TTK in the first damage range. The AMAX and the Krig seem to be the most consistent across all the damage ranges. The one standout here is the Cipher. It has a better TTK than you would imagine. However, because of the worse recoil control, you're going to hit less shots. Therefore, it feels like the TTK isn't as good as it is. At the last damage range, which is one of the more important things in this Warzone meta, one thing to note on this TTK chart, the Krig has the best TTK at that last damage range. And if you're looking to play positional, this is the AR you're going to want because you're taking more rangy shots. Coupled with the good recoil control, the 70 round drum, this is the weapon that's going to dominate Warzone for the rest of the season. The last point I wanted to make here, I selected location head. This is your headshot only TTK. And the reason I wanted to point this out is because a lot of the way that we play this map is peeking windows, using headies, because the TTK is just so quick. You're using cover a lot more efficiently. Instead of running out there and trying to outplay your opponent with movement, you're using position and trying to get those headshots. The Krig, the AMAX, and the Kilo all have the best headshot multipliers and headshot TTK on this chart. So when you're pulling up to that building and Timmy pokes his head inside that window and you rip it off, one of those 3 Rs are going to get the job done quicker than any of the others. This is the all-around best AR in Warzone. If you're looking to increase your ED and win more often, it's the Krig, but all 6 of these ARs are viable. So go out there, have some fun. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see me do SMGs, and also which of these ARs is your favorite. Hope you guys enjoyed this loadout video. I'll see you on the battlefield.